how does an entire colony simply vanish? More than 100 English settlers arrived on a small island off the coast of North America in the late 1500s, hoping to build a new future. But when help finally returned, every man, woman, and child had disappeared without a trace. No bodies, no signs of battle, no desperate message, only a single word carved into a wooden post: CROATOAN. For over 4 centuries, historians, archaeologists, and explorers have tried to solve the mystery. What happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? Were the settlers killed? Did they escape? Or did they become part of another world entirely? This is the lost colony of Roanoke. In the late 16th century, England was desperate to establish colonies in the New World. One of the men leading this dream was Sir Walter Raleigh, an English explorer backed by Queen Elizabeth I. In 1585, Raleigh sponsored the first English settlement on Roanoke Island, located in what is now North Carolina. But the colony struggled badly. Food was scarce, relations with local native tribes became tense, and the settlers eventually abandoned the settlement and returned to England. Still, England refused to give up. 2 years later, in 1587, another group of settlers arrived at Roanoke. This time, they came with families, women, and children. Their leader was Governor John White. Among the settlers was White's daughter, Eleanor Dare, who soon gave birth to a baby girl named Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas. But life on Roanoke was harsh. Supplies quickly ran low, and tensions with some nearby tribes created fear among the colonists. Realising they could not survive without help, the settlers begged John White to return to England for supplies. White reluctantly agreed. He had no idea it would be the last time he would ever see them. John White's journey back to England became a nightmare. Just as he arrived, England entered war with Spain. Queen Elizabeth ordered ships to remain in England to defend against the powerful Spanish Armada. White was trapped, unable to sail back to Roanoke. Weeks turned into months. Months turned into years. Finally, in 1590, White secured passage back to Roanoke Island, but what he found there would become one of history's greatest mysteries. The colony was completely deserted. The houses had been taken apart. The settlement was overgrown with weeds and trees. There were no bodies, no skeletons, no signs of violence, and strangely, there was no sign of a hurried escape. White searched desperately for clues. Then he noticed something carved into a wooden post. The word CROATOAN. Nearby, the letters CRO were carved into a tree. Before White had left years earlier, the settlers had agreed on a secret signal. If they were in danger, they would carve a Maltese cross beside any message. But there was no cross, only the mysterious word. Then, before White could fully investigate, a violent storm forced his ship to leave the island. He never returned again. So what happened to the lost colony of Roanoke? One theory is that the settlers relocated to nearby CROATOAN Island, known today as Hatteras Island. The Croatan tribe living there had friendly relations with the English settlers. Some historians believe the colonists may have merged with the tribe to survive. Archaeologists have discovered English-style tools and artefacts in areas connected to native communities nearby, giving some support to this idea. Another theory is far darker. Some believe the settlers were attacked and killed by hostile tribes. During that period, conflicts between tribes and European settlers were becoming increasingly violent. Other historians suspect Spanish forces may have destroyed the colony, since Spain viewed English colonies as a threat to their control of the Americas. But no mass graves or clear evidence of slaughter have ever been found. A third theory suggests the colonists tried to sail back to England on their own. The settlers had access to small boats and may have attempted the dangerous Atlantic crossing. If true, they were likely lost at sea, swallowed by storms, and never seen again. Then, there is perhaps the most intriguing theory of all. Some researchers believe the settlers moved inland and were absorbed into different Native American communities. Over the years, English explorers reported meeting native groups with unusual European features, including grey eyes and lighter hair. There were also stories of tribes claiming descent from white settlers. Modern archaeological discoveries continue to uncover clues pointing toward inland settlements connected to Roanoke. Yet none of these theories fully explain the disappearance. No final proof has ever been found. More than 400 years later, the Lost Colony of Roanoke remains America's oldest unsolved mystery. It is a story suspended between history and legend. A vanished colony, a single carved word, and a mystery that refuses to die. Perhaps the settlers survived and became part of another culture. Perhaps they perished in silence, leaving behind no trace. Or perhaps the truth still lies buried somewhere beneath the forests and shores of the Outer Banks, waiting to be discovered. Until then, Roanoke remains one of history's greatest unanswered questions. If you love history's greatest mysteries, subscribe to RadarRealm and turn on the bell for more.